Larry Nix, account manager at Scottish Home Improvements, and today we're going behind the project to talk about quite the transformation. So this house originally had a masonite siding that was just starting to show signs of failure, especially on the rakes up the roof line. The siding was deteriorating, it wasn't holding paint. And honestly, I feel like these special clients just really wanted to transform their current home into their dream home because it was determined that they were already in their dream neighborhood. And I fully agree with them. I fell in love with this neighborhood and I think they just wanted to turn their current home into what they envisioned it should look like, especially given their background and their love of Colorado, as well as places that they've lived in their past life. And I think that we fully accomplished this. This is one of my favorite transformations we've ever done on a home. I can't take credit for this transformation. We certainly contributed to the work, but this was purely the vision of the homeowners. It's my favorite project to work on when our clients are fully invested financially and emotionally to completely transform their home. And we're talking going from brick to stone like we did on this project, or going from a drab monochromatic look of a siding to a bold vision of what we did on this house was evening blue. So switching from the monochromatic drab look that they had, no offense to the home, I loved this house from the get-go, but just what we were able to do was quite the transformation, not only with the James Hardie siding and trim, but also adding the wood tone in the gables, as well as we inserted corbels to protrude from in the back of the home that made it a little more mountain chalet vibe, which I loved. It basically turned their dream home into my dream home as well at the same time. So I would say on this particular home, our first meeting was standard cut and dry, kind of sussing each other out. And ultimately, I don't know how people make this decision of what contractor to use besides going off of other people's past experience or just experience that they can find of ours online, like the videos that we're putting out today. But the vision usually starts pretty basic and then we add on to it because we need to at least get a baseline of what a standard cut and dry siding job would look like. But then with this particular project, we started quickly adding in stone elements. We started adding in replacing all the windows, and then as well as an entry door that went from a very nice entry door to begin with to something grand that kind of matches the overall castle idyllic entryway that you would envision for such a transformation. And luckily, the homeowners had a vision and a budget to match, and we were able to accomplish not only the aesthetic visual representation of what they were going for, but also this house is now sealed up and tighter buttoned up than it's ever been before, just almost doing the bare minimum. But also we upgraded their windows and their doors, which is where a lot of your air intrusion and cold and heat transferring is going to happen as well. And now their home is more efficient. It's better suited for our harsh summers as well as our harsh winters. And we added a window into this specific project where I wouldn't say it was a dark corner of the house, but you can take a corner of the home that you think is just fine. And then if you have the vision to add in a bay window or any kind of window, it all of a sudden dumps a ton of natural light into this area of the home that even the architect originally didn't envision. And now you've upgraded the house in a way it's more entertaining to live in than just driving by on the street and my house looks great. It's now like as you're inside the home, it's functioning better, which is kind of the highlight of what we do, I think. So on this project, we ultimately chose James Hardie just for its maintenance-free aspect as well as fire resistance, especially being in Colorado. So the front, we changed the original brick to stone. So we demoed off all the brick and then we upgraded it with the field stone from Sunset Stone down in Castle Rock. And then from there up, we did James Hardie Evening Blue in the standard 8 1/4 7-inch reveal siding that everybody knows and loves with 5/4 trim in cobblestone on this particular project. But in the gables, we added a colorway from wood tone called Old Cherry that was quite a coordination of matching the wood tone in the gables to the new garage door that we knew was going to get in, as well as the front door that was going to get installed, as well as the new railing that we put on the front of the house that was stained to match everything accordingly. It was quite a project. And then you see on the decking or on the front porch section, we also wrapped the columns in stone and then kind of installed cedar above the stone on the columns to kind of everything all together. And then so the windows that we installed were the Pella Lifestyle windows. And people aren't ever going to see the inside of this home, but the most important people that are the homeowners. And so it all matches accordingly. The wood tone in the gables to the front door, to the new garage door, to the staining on the cedar in the front porch, to the staining interiorly on the windows. And so we chose the Pella Lifestyle, which is wood interior, aluminum clad. Luckily, the HOA was okay with us installing black windows, and we did renderings. We provided a multitude of renderings for the HOA's approval because we don't want to get in a quagmire of these homeowners up for failure whenever we propose a project, but then we'll ultimately get, if you will, by a homeowners association. And so we worked with the homeowners association very closely and provided them with tons of renderings to kind of sure everybody's on the same page, that expectations were crystal clear from the get-go on what we were going to accomplish. And lo and behold, we did it. We did exactly what we said we were going to do. What sets us apart from other contractors? I'm fortunate to only work for Scottish, so I don't know what the other guys are doing. I don't know, we're kind of a smaller boutique company, and when we only have a certain amount of projects going on at one time, typically that's at the most 3. And so the project management, I would think, would set up for success, set the homeowner up for success more than a larger company. At the same time, we have experience of decades of installing James Hardie that a lot of other contractors don't have yet. I think it's worth the investment to choose experience over a cheaper price point. The best way to find us is, I think, a simple Google search. Be able to call our office, which will set up an appointment with our account managers